Please start, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Myself, Dr. M.V. Ramamohan, consultant endocrinologist from Diabetes Endocrine Clinic, Nellore and Apollo Hospitals, Nellore. I welcome you all to this Facebook Live. And I welcome my colleague, my dear friend, Dr. Chandra from Kadapa. He's a DM endocrinologist, consultant endocrinologist. And today, as a part of endocrine awareness and for Healthy India, we'll be speaking about hormone health in puberty. We know that puberty is a stage, transition stage, where all the family members and kids will be very enthusiastic and they will be very excited to the stage. And there are many hormone problems which uh, kids face during this stage. And also there are so many endocrine disorders which are commonly occurring during this puberty disease. So being an endocrinologist, we are the experts in this group to take care of all the pubertal problems and all the hormone problems during the puberty, so that either the kid or the male child or female child goes through this phase happily, and they'll be entering their adulthood in a healthy way. And I welcome Dr. Chandra.
Thank
You
you.
can, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So puberty is nothing but it is a transition stage from the childhood to adulthood. It is characterized by the development of the secondary sexual characters and the attainment of the reproductive capacity. So, what hormones exactly induce puberty in children? Please share, Ramohan. What hormones exactly induce puberty in
Yeah,
the
I'll tell you. Uh, Generally, in males, it is the testosterone hormone released from the testes, which causes the secondary sexual characters change. And in the female, it is the estrogen and progesterone. There is an axis from the brain. The first of all, the master gland, pituitary gland, releases the releasing hormones, which in turn activate the testes to release the testosterone. And from the female, it is the FSH and LH from the pituitary gland, which will activate the ovaries, so that uh, the estrogen and progesterone released from the ovary, and the cyclical pattern starts. So for the girl child, it is after the 8 years of age, the puberty starts. For a boy, it is after 9 years of age, the puberty starts.
Yeah, the estradiol levels in female child is more than 10 picograms per ml, and in the male child more than 20 nanogram per dl indicates the pubertal level of pubertal onset. So that is one thing. And
Yeah,
Ramohan?
absolutely. uh, Chandra, can you explain why puberty is so much important in child's health, and what are the factors you think the family goes through in during puberty?
Yeah, see, with the normally children, if they go appropriately, because they'll be school going and all, if they grow appropriately during their phases, it will be no problem. But if the female child getting early menarche, it will be affecting the psychosocially, and she'll be child and the parents will be affected. And one more thing, the male child going for the early puberty or the delayed puberty, like delayed development of the secondary sexual characters, it will be affecting their mentally, and also their education also will be affected, because the people will be denying to go to the school and all because of this problem. That's why the pubertal onset at the appropriate age is very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the parents should be knowing what are the changes the puberty girl or a boy attains. And so that, see, our society is a closer society, Indian society, not like Western society. So the sexual education part is a little poor in our country. And I think all the kids and the parents should be in a family should be discussing about what is happening to the kid during puberty, so that the apprehensions of the kid in the school and his behavior with the kids, other peer group will be solved properly, I think. Am I right, Chandra?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, Ram Mohan.
Uh,
So, yeah, tell me, yeah.
you continue.
So the parents should be knowing what is exactly what time what is the pivotal onset, when to consult the endocrinologist. The parents should be knowing about this. So what exactly is puberty is delayed? What exactly is the precocious puberty? That is early puberty. That is puberty occurring before the what is the exact age of onset of the puberty. So that is very important for the so parents should be educated about the regarding the pivotal onset and what exactly the precocious, what exactly is the delayed, so that they can be they consulted the endocrinologist so that the child will not be affected psychosocially.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell me, for example, uh, if a child gets breast development, breast bud development, or axillary pubic hair development, at what age you take a cutoff as a precocious or early puberty in a girl child? Can you
Yeah.
explain me, Chandra?
Yeah, definitely, Ramon. So the early puberty, the precocious puberty. So if the normal age of puberty in females is between 8 to 13 years, and the normal age of puberty for a male child is between 9 to 14 years. So the presence of secondary sexual characters before the age of 8 years in a female child is called precocious puberty, and before the age of 9 years is called precocious puberty in a male child. And even the menarche, attainment of menarche before the age of 9.5 years, that is 9.5 years, is also called precocious puberty. This should be kept in mind. These are the age cutoffs, Ramon. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. See, can you tell me, Chandra? See,
Yeah.
for example, what the mothers or or parents of a child should do if they notice any axillary or pubic hair development before the age of 8 years, or any breast development before the age of 8 years? What is their next plan? And can you explain me?
Yeah, definitely. See, normally any female child developing the breast develop. See, the pivotal progression occurs. First, we'll get the breast bud, followed by thelarchy. That is called thelarchy, breast bud development. Then followed by pubic hair. Then followed by the development of the axillary hair. Followed by menarche. This is the pivotal progression. So whenever the any secondary sexual characters attainment before the age of 8 years, they should be consulted with the endocrinologist so that he'll be observing he will be taking the detailed history for a child with the precocious puberty. He should be taking the detailed history. What is the age of puberty in the child's mother, and what exactly the any trauma to the brain, any brain injury, any brain radiation, and in history of in childhood meningitis, any encephalitis, brain infections, so that also all will provoke for the precocious puberty. And some there are some other rare congenital adrenal hyperplasia, the other causes like congenital adrenal hyperplasias and hypothyroidism. There are so many other causes. Any tumors that also will cause the precocious puberty, that will be well approached by the endocrinologist. So that is a plan, and you should observe the mainly child growth velocity. That is also very important. So when the patient attains the precocious puberty, the growth velocity will be very much higher than the appropriate for that age. That is
So that means that for a common man to know, so if
yeah.
any child or any girl child gets early, if they think that they are having early breast development or
Mm.
any axillary pubic hair development,
Yeah.
and they should consult an endocrinologist. And we
Endocrinologist,
have
yeah.
a test of evaluation so that
Evaluation.
we'll follow through that, and we'll come to a diagnosis. Is it a bad for the child, or is it anything in imbalance in the hormones which is causing it? And we know that we have all the good solutions to these problems. Am I
Yes,
right?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. You are absolutely correct. Most of the times, the precocious puberty is idiopathic reactivation of this GnRH axis. So most of the times it will be so it is physiological. It is physiological, but in a precocious puberty occurring in the male child, we should always search for the organic pathology.
Yeah.
So precocious puberty in a female child should be most of the time should be physiological, but it should also keep in the mind that organic also. But if the male child should be keeping the organic pathology as one of the cause for the precocious puberty. Yeah.
Yeah. See, last week I had a child, male child, who is around 9 years of age, 8.5 years of age, came to my clinic. His father is saying that the the kid is having early morning erections, is stiffening of the penis, and there are appearance of secondary sexual characters like development of axillary and pubic hair, and he was very much annoyed coming to me. And when I saw the patient, I evaluated that there was a stage 2 development of, that means there is an early progression of the puberty, and the testicular volume was, generally we see for testicular volume and penis length in the kids, and according to age related matching it was higher. And when we evaluated the kid, and we found out to be there is a small cerebral pituitary mass or something in the higher center brain, causing the damage to the hormones, and for the exaggeration of the or early release of hormones in that kid. So that it is important part for every parent to look at their kid and compare with his peer group and compare with his brother and siblings, so that they will be knowing. So am I right, Chandra? And comparing.
Yeah. So whenever this, yes, you're absolutely correct, Dr. Ramohan. And the thing is, what exactly we'll find the cause of that precocious puberty, and we'll be delaying that precocious puberty to the appropriate pubertal onset, and will be so that the child will not be affected so psychosocially. So this
Yeah.
is regarding the precocious puberty. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that if a girl child of 8 years comes to you with breast development and axillary pubic hair development, how you show, we think that how much the family goes through the difficulty and apprehension they have, how much peer pressure they have with in the school. So that generally I have so many patients with early puberty, and we start giving these injections of hormone injections to arrest the puberty, so that when the girl is having appropriate age of 11 to 12 years, when you stop those drugs, they attain the normal course of puberty from there. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, then Chandra, can you tell me uh, uh, see, what are the secondary sexual characters which commonly occur in male child, so that the parents will know what are the common secondary sexual characters or the pubertal changes they will find in the kid.
So normally in a male child, the secondary sexual development of the first thing is the development of puberty in the male child is evidenced by the testicular volume. That is, but the parents, they'll be knowing some amount of mild testicular enlargement and mild, this is early morning erections and all, whatever and development of the axillary hair and pubic hair. Very important thing is we should be knowing about whenever there is a delayed puberty in a child, they should be the parent should be knowing exactly what is the time of the puberty in the father. That is very important. What time he developed the secondary sexual character, that is development of the beard and development of the axillary hair. So these things are very important. So the family history is very, very important. So what time the father had the pivotal what age he had that secondary sexual characters and all develop. Yeah.
Yes, that means that if a father or mother or anybody in the family has a history of developing late onset of secondary sexual characters like 16 years, 17 years, does that reflect on the next generation, so that they also have a late development of this?
Yeah, but it is not mandatory, but there is a familial association is there definitely. So that is should be always first question to be asked whenever the patient has delayed puberty. Yeah.
Last week also I had a patient who is 15 years of boy coming to me that, sir, I didn't get develop uniform development of beard and mustache. My friends are having a very good mustache and beard. Do I have any hormone problem? He was asking me. Chandra, can you tell me how do you approach this patient? How
No, no,
this
no.
case?
One thing, yes, I think last week, 3 days back only, he had only the hair over the just mustache and beard. He doesn't have over this cheeks and all. He came to me for do hormonal workup and whether I go for that beard implantation. He came to me. So I told different because he doesn't have any absolute normal testicular development, and he had normal penile length, and he had all the pubic hair 5 status according to that TANF staging. So it doesn't require any further. I didn't do any further evaluation because he's worried that he doesn't have hair over the cheeks. He's asking for the implantation of hair over the cheeks. He came for that because I have a hormone problem. Everybody's he just came 3 days back. So I told nothing to be done for that.
See, we generally
So that
reassure after doing some testosterone
reassurance.
hormone analysis, we reassure
Yeah.
so that he thinks that, see, all the pubertal things are like apprehensive to the patient or to the family members. What is the normal age of onset of menstrual cycle in females? Can you tell me, Chandra, so that our viewers can have some knowledge about menstrual cycles in the
So
girls?
it is between the same thing up to 13 years. You can have up to 16 years also. If there is no menses beyond 16 years of age, it is called primary amenorrhea. So very important thing. So you can have so the age of menarche in the mother is very important, because that also is also one of the that also will decide. So it is between 8 to 13 years most of the female child will attain menarche, and some people will attain some 14-15 years. But if it is beyond the age of 16 years, then the child should go for the endocrinologist for the further evaluation. Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, Chandra, can you explain me who is the expert doctor, who is the expert doctor degree in India, so, about these pubertal changes or pubertal changes, so that a pediatrician should refer to who is the expert doctor? Can you tell
It is
me?
the expert doctor is obviously the endocrinologist only. It is the endocrinologist who will be knowing all about the what are the exact what is this hormones, what is the GNI, what is FSH, and how it is going to induce. So these things will be most. This will be well approached and well diagnosed by the endocrinologist only. They'll be should be going inquiring about who is the endocrinologist, and they should be going to the endocrinologist only. Yeah.
See, I had patient, a child's mother,
Yeah.
complaining that her child started menstrual cycle 12 years of age, and now she is 13 years. She came for other problem, and she was asking that her daughter is not getting regular cycles for last 1 year. So she attained menstrual cycle only 1 year back, and she was apprehensive to use any drugs. So that she was not have the kid was not having proper menstrual cycles at the age of 13 years. So what do
Yeah.
you say to this patient?
No. The peripubertal, there will be, it is not that much regular menstrual cycle will not happen. There is no much worried about this one, and you can just wait and watch. And main worry, especially this nowadays, this the obesity is the main problem that everybody knows that will be causing all this irregularity in the menstrual cycles because of all this junk food and all. So the thing is, just give the reassurance for them, and the is so we should no need to worry. Just initial pubertal there will be,
Around,
yeah,
I think around 2 to 3 years is the best time, so that after the age starting of
yeah,
uh,
regularization of the menstrual cycles.
regularization, so it takes 2 to 3 years, I think.
No need to worry
So,
about it.
and one more thing, can you explain the food habits and physical activity needed during this puberty to stay healthy in hormones, for healthy hormone life? So what do you advise our kids and
Yeah, I'll
young
be
generation?
see the even the patients, even though they are obese, they should be taking the, because in puberty there will be maximal bone accretion occurs at maximal at 16 years in females and 18 years in boys, so that they'll be taking good amount of milk. Even though they'll be obese, I'll be advising them to take the milk and this calcium containing products, and they should be avoiding all this. So they should be taking exercise main thing, and this avoiding all this. Junk food like taking
Junk food.
chocolate, chips, kurkure, sweets. Most of the nowadays it is the main problem. So that is the thing. Even though in the puberty, I'll be advising them to take more amount of the calcium containing or calcium containing products. Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion,
Yeah.
compared to 20 to 30 years back, Indian
Yeah.
kids are getting menstrual cycles early. Am I right? Because
Yes.
of their higher amount of nutrition and the obesity in the young girls, leading to the early onset of menarche or early onset of menstrual cycles, early
Yeah.
onset of secondary sexual characters. So this is leading to the apprehension among the parents. So why my kid is at the age of 10 years just starting menstrual cycles? But the good nutrition makes the girl to prepare for the menstrual cycle. Am I right? So that means that
Yeah.
the
Definitely.
obesity is also making a difference in the lives of a pubertal child. Am I right?
Yeah. See, optimal nutrition is very, very important, because that is also deciding the pubertal onset. So the patients with any delayed puberty, what I will discuss, that is we'll be discussing in the further session. So optimal nutrition is very important. So if they don't have the proper nutrition, they are underweight and all, that is also will be affecting the pubertal onset. So whatever the causes of like anything, like any patient is having GA problem, gastrointestinal problem, or any cardiac problems and chronic bronchial asthma, any inflammatory bowel disease or celiac, something like all these chronic illnesses that will be affecting the pubertal onset, also causing the puberty delayed. So optimal nutrition is very, very important for the deciding the puberty onset. Yes. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
see, we generally advise all the kids to take plenty of vegetables, plenty of milk, and exercise around half an hour to 1 hour per day. During this lockdown, we know that all the kids are locked in the home with having attached to TV, mobile phones, or online classes. They are not going out, including my kids also. It is mandatory for us to take the kids between 10 to 15 years of age. They need everyday exercise, everyday good healthy physical activity, and good healthy food. That means I advise all my kids to take 1 to 2 types of fruits and vegetables per day, so that they stay healthy and they stay safe, I think.
Yeah.
So what are your views about parenting or parental care during puberty for good hormone health, Chandra?
So main thing is the physical activity is the main thing, and physical activity is the only the main thing. The under their care is only that thing. Because of the obesity is also one of the main trigger for the pubertal disorders. So that is the only one thing they should care. And whenever they have this, they should be knowing this all about the when is the pubertal onset and when should be they should be consulted to the doctor, so that they'll have the appropriate age of puberty, and that will be not be, if the patients have child will have the proper age of puberty, that will not be affecting the mental health of the child. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a duty of every mother and father to explain them about the changes, physical changes and mental changes occurring during puberty. We know
Yeah.
that the kid, for example, a male boy comes into age of 11 to 12 years, he gets his individuality. He always tells that I know everything, dad, I know everything. So like that. That means that this testosterone production will have a individuality effect on mental growth, and they have egos. What do you say, they tend to deny whatever the parents tend to say, but all these things are adjustable, I think.
Yeah.
It is the duty of the parent to know that in the puberty the kids will be little more active. They have their own thoughts, their thought process changes, and they have to cope up with the physical changes in the body, and they have peer pressure from the kids or from the friends, from the school, so that they have to understand what is happening to their body, so that they cope up well with the puberty. And for example, I had a parent yesterday coming to my OPD saying that his child is around 10 years of age, and no, sorry, 13 years of age, and he developed some abnormal development of breasts. So how do you take care of this kid, Chandra? Can you explain me?
See, so this is the age of puberty. This is called the pubertal gynecomastia. So the age of the onset of this pubertal gynecomastia is most of the child should be around 10 years of age. The peak age of onset is between 13 to 14 years of age. Nothing to worry about. You should give the reassurance to the parents and reduce them, because and reduce the patient is the obese and all, tell them to reduce the weight and give the reassurance, and we should keep on them following over a period of time. Nothing could do to be done for the patient. If you examine the testicular volume, if it is pubertal, if it's pubertal, there is nothing to be worried. Just give the reassurance for the child and just follow up after 6 months, like that. That is the
Yeah, absolutely. See, I had a post-pubertal 21 years old boy coming to me with persistent gynecomastia, and he was little apprehensive that can I have does I have any hormonal problems, and that. Then when I evaluated, his hormones were absolutely normal, and he
yeah.
has a persistent, that is continuing pubertal breast development was continuing, and I advised him to go for a plastic surgeon. And the necessity for the removal of the male breast tissue is not about cancer or something like that. It is only the reassurance or the mental peace to the boy, so that he doesn't feel awkward, he doesn't feel inferior or depressed with his peers, with his friends. He's saying that, sir, I don't know, I never changed my t-shirt in front of my friends. Also, I was little my apprehensive, I was depressed with my structure of my chest. He was saying, and when I sent him to a plastic surgeon to remove the breast tissue, and he was absolutely normal, he was happy and he came back. So what are your views about surgical removal of gynecomastia, or how do you tell them if they are
See, the
hormonally
main
normal?
thing, See, first thing, when the patient is having gynecomastia, that is a male child having the excess breast tissue. First, there is a common thing is whether it is a gynecomastia or lipomastia. So whether it is a fat tissue, or is, we should examine there is a that fibrous tissue is there, we should examine that. So after confirming that it is a gynecomastia, then we should be, first of all, it is a pubertal or post-pubertal onset. Then after that, we should be knowing what are the what other drugs use, any exogenous exposure to any drugs, and anything you should be very important. And any drugs like cimetidine, and if the patient is a cardiac problem, he'll be taking spironolactone. And the patient is having liver illness, taking spironolactone. Or if the patient is hypertension, the patient is in calcium channel blockers. Actually, we'll be missing so many patients. We'll be just seeing the pedal edema for the adult. Calcium channel blockers, amlodipine. So when they're taking, we'll be only seeing pedal edema, is there not them. If we closely examine the patient, there'll be so many patients will be having gynecomastia, and so many patients will be having gingival hypertrophy that will be missing. So that is very important. So drug history is very important. Then we should be seeing their genital examination, and is there any hypogonadism, that is testosterone deficiency in the child, or is there any estrogen excess, that is due to any tumors, that all should be evaluated. And any HCG secreting tumors, that is from the any liver tumors or testicular tumors, or should be, all these things should be kept in the mind. So whenever the patient is having gynecomastia, so after all this evaluation is done, if you are not finding any cause of that, then that is causing is inconvenient to the child, then you'll be sending for the surgeon to get for subcutaneous mastectomy. So these drugs and all have a little value, but it's better to send the post, we should send for the subcutaneous mastectomy for the plastic surgeon. Yeah, is it correct, Ramon? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you, Chandra. Yeah, absolutely. And the one more important thing during puberty in a girl's life is about the psychosocial behavior of the girls with the parents and with the society. These hormones have a mental, that means there is a maturity coming in the child, not only physically but also mentally. They tend to have, as I told you, they tend to have their own individuality. They tend to have want to know what is the changes occurring in their body, and they should know the meaning of menstruation. They should know why they are having axillary pubic hair, so that if the parents are speaking to the kid, so it is the duty of every parent to explain the kids about the puberty, so that the kids are very much aware of that. Because these days there are so many fears for the parents during the puberty. There is a there are so many chances of the kid during puberty going into the wrong direction, having
Yeah.
so much of troubles in their personal life and psychological life, so that the kids health will be important. Am I right, Chandra?
Yeah, yeah, definitely is very important. Yeah, Ramon. Yeah. So, so I we didn't. Which I just one more thing I want to emphasize on the delayed puberty. So very important thing is delayed puberty. We should be keeping in mind, means development of the puberty in a female child more than 13 years of age, and in a male child more than 14 years of age should be evaluated properly. But the most commonest diagnosis when they come to ours is constitutional delay in puberty, growth and puberty. That is very important. This one, and it should be followed for the period of 18 years. After the age of 18 years, you should be keeping in the other organic pathology. So very important in a case of delayed puberty. Very important thing is detailed history is very important. That is very any chronic illnesses is there, and what is the age of puberty. This is very important in case of delayed puberty evaluation. Yes, is it correct, Ramon? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Chandra. I agree with you. And one more thing about the size of the penis. I had a patient, little obese child of 8 years of age, coming to me, father, saying that, sir, my son's penis is very small size. It is not visible. So he was so much apprehensive about at that age. Then I told him nothing to worry at this age, and he is just pre-pubertal. He's not entered into the puberty, and there was so much of fat in the abdomen and pubis, which is making the penis covering the whole pubic area. So this is called buried penis, or in the obesity. And I reassured the patient, and I am told that it is nothing to worry about this.
Yeah,
So
this
any
is the
views in this type of? Can you explain some more things
So
about this?
this is the very common condition. I got to see so many patients I saw. This is the most common pivotal thing. So many patients will come for this buried penis only because of so much fat is there. I will advise them reassurance and just decrease their weight so that suprapubic fat comes down, so that so they be fine. So many patients will come. This is the main common rather than delayed puberty and precocious puberty, which are very this one most common thing that comes to the clinics is this buried penis, especially this in obese children's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And one more most common thing is, I have a question from audience asking about, does the packaged milk change the hormones in the kid? So we get packaged milks. This everybody says that hormones are given to so many animals, the buffaloes or cows, to produce more and more milk. Does really that have an effect over the kid? Is it truth or is it a myth?
That I don't know exactly, the Ramon, Dr. Ramon. Just you can, because I don't know what exactly that toned. If they have that, we don't know what exactly environmental anything disruptor something added in that. Then definitely they'll be affecting the pubertal thing. If they have any environmental disruptors that will be there in that mixing, we don't know. If you exactly know the what exactly in that containing toxins, so many environmental disruptors are there that will be affecting the puberty. Yeah, but what they are telling them,
The
any like
milk, I think the milk or the hormones given to the buffaloes or cows doesn't have any effect over the say in the milk. I think it is a myth, in my
yeah.
opinion, because this oxytocin or prolactin given to a cow, that is nothing to do with the health of any
I don't
boy or
buffalo.
girl
Yeah,
drinking. Yeah, I think, am I right, Chandra?
yeah.
These are the myths saying about so much of hormones given. The hormone term was a big term coined by everybody, is thinking that these are the dangerous things given to the, but generally these are the peptide or steroid hormones which are given, and they don't stay longer in the animal, which they again, for example, if they give prolactin also to a cow, does it change does it secrete into milk? I think it
No,
doesn't
no.
secrete into
This is
milk.
no. I don't
It is a
think.
common myth in the community. Am I right?
No, yes, it is a
Am I
common
right?
myth.
It's
I
a
don't
common
think
myth.
it will cause any effect on the this one. Yeah, but the thing
Yeah.
is, environmental
One more thing is
disruptors.
about the
Yeah,
pol.
yeah. One more thing I want to add:
Yeah, endocrine disruptors are the pollutants.
endocrine
Hmm.
disruptors. So many these
Yeah, tell
pollutants
me.
will now, because in the previous olden days, so there is not much endocrine disruptors are there. Now the so many endocrine disruptors everywhere, fertilizers, everything is mixed with all these disruptors. So that will be affecting the this delayed puberty or causing them precocious puberty. This will be affecting these ovaries and all. So much it has effects on these genital organs. So because of this only nowadays, pivotal disorders are also occurring a bit more than compared to prior.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the pollutants, like use of more and more of plastic. Am I right? And
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
pesticides
plastic.
coming to your
Yeah,
food. Other than hormones used for animals, these are the common pollutants. Chemical pollutants are coming into the kid's body, and which you should be very careful of while see that the food which you are eating should be cleaned one or twice. For example, all the fruits or raw vegetables should be cleaned 2 or 3 times,
yeah,
and you should see that. So some things which are not in your hands, you can't handle them,
yeah.
but the things which in your opinion you can take care of that, so that these chemical compounds are not coming in contact with the child, a kid, so that his pubertal hormones are not damaged. Am I right?
Yeah. Ramon, definitely.
So any other inputs on puberty, Chandra? We are coming to an
And one
end.
more
5 more
thing,
minutes
and
will be
this
closing.
one more thing, I want to just add on cryptorchidism also. What is cryptorchidism? That is undescended testis. So that is also very important, Ramon. When they have the undescended testis, so the patient child should be gone as early as possible to the endocrinologist so that he should be evaluated what is the cause of exactly, and he should be properly referring to the pediatric surgeon. So should be so that he'll be a orchiopexy, that is appropriate placement of the testis before the age of 1 year, so that you can have the proper fertility in the future. So that also I want to add on the cryptorchidism. So that is testis not descending into the scrotum. That is very important. So it should be whenever the child was the parent should be seeing the whenever the male kid is there, then if testis are there in the scrotum or not there. If it's not there, it should be properly coming to the properly meet endocrinologist, and it should be evaluated for the proper cause. Yeah, that also one of
Yeah.
the input I
See,
want to tell that.
absolutely. And one more thing we forgot to add is about the child's growth in puberty. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
child growth in puberty, very important. So 15 to 20% of the adult height is attained during the puberty only. So the maximum, whenever the child enters the puberty, the growth velocity will be accelerated. So whenever they need some disorders will affect, like any delayed puberty or precocious puberty, that will be affecting their growth velocity. So that's why very important is whenever a child comes to you with any disorder, like any just some simple thyroid hypothyroidism, we should be always monitoring the growth velocity, and also we should be examining their genitalia, very important, as a part of your routine care, just by seeing the, not just by seeing the thyroid profile and just sending them. No, you should be examining detailedly the genital examination, and their growth velocity is very important. Yeah, Raman is correct. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, Chandra. I agree with you. And when they go to pediatrician or endocrinologist, we tend to give a growth chart for the kids so that their growth is monitored properly, so that are they growing normally or not, we will be able to see. And the one more important thing I told you about nutrition, physical activity. I told about psychosocial adjustments during puberty. We discussed, and it is the duty of every parent to take care of the kid. And if they have any doubt, they should come and consult endocrinologist. We are here to counsel all the kids and all the parents. We are here to explain all the, so what are the changes occurring in the kid's body during a puberty, so that this transition, see, this is the most important transition in a human life, like occurring from kid becoming an adult. So that 12 to 16 years is a crucial time for any boy or a girl, and they need a good support from the parents, from the family, from the school. Important thing is the school environment, which should be, and all the teachers should be knowing what are the changes occurring in a kid during a puberty, so that if they have any doubts in their mind, they should be freely expressing to their teachers, to their parents, so that this transition goes on a healthy way, and they have a better life in the adulthood. There are so many factors, like any sexual abuse, any mental abuse, or any physical abuse during this puberty is going to stay for long in the adulthood. Am I right, Chandra?
Yeah,
Can you add some?
definitely, definitely that will be very important in the childhood. This one pubertal, peripubertal period. So, so these are the things which are the related to the mainly related to the pubertal. So many very rare things will be there that will be dealt by the endocrinologist only. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Chandra. It was fantastic talking with you, and
Yeah, of course,
you
yes.
have given a
Yes.
yeah, you have given a lucid approach to all the pubertal health hormone problems. And I request all the audience who are listening to this, you should take care of your kids during puberty. You should have a social and moral and mental support to them. If you have any problems or any doubts about this puberty, consult your nearest endocrinologist. We are the experts in puberty and childhood hormone problems. We'll be always there to help you, and we'll be always there to make your kid have a good, healthy, and hormonal puberty, so that your kid doesn't go into any problems. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Chandra, you can
Right.
conclude this.
Yeah. So Dr. Ramon has given regarding the widely regarding what is the approach to a precocious puberty, and his clinical experience with the different delayed puberty and precocious puberty, all this buried penis, different exposure. So thank you, Dr. Ram Mohan, to have an interaction with you and to have a Facebook live session this Sunday evening. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, and we thank all the endocrine society people of India, and we thank all the endocrine awareness senior endocrinologists for giving us this opportunity. And we'll be coming every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. with a new topic on endocrinology to make all the public awareness about these endocrine topics, so that at the end of the day, it is the awareness and authenticated matter, not like facts which we are talking. We are authenticated and well authenticated matter needs to be going to the public, so that the public will be having good information from through social media, so that they'll have a good healthy life. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.